Hey, I am back. Ray, High Key Healing Oasis. In this video, I'm going to get into some of my personal experiences, on this path for 32 years, as well as some of my experiences in working with the runic energies. So I think when I first started out, 32 years ago, I got on the path of, learning about herbs, different herbs and how they heal the body. I think I started at about 19 years old. And, from there I learned about the different herbs, the milk vessels, the golden seals, the different blood cleansers that help purify and cleanse the blood. Because, growing up, eating what was ever in front of me, my spirit team was guiding me towards to start detoxing my system. So learning about the different herbs and all that was very beneficial in cleansing and purifying my body. And from there, learn about the different histories from all over the world, different mythologies from all over the world. And so, having a soul desire to evolve, never getting complacent, never saying there's nothing else for me to learn. I've done all the work type of stuff I hear a lot of people say. Like I never got complacent. I never will be complacent. Like there's always so much for you to awaken and learn. So, on my path, I got taught by some of the earlier teachers to, attack subjects, whether it's history or mythology or magic, from all angles. Never rely on one set of books or one book for a particular topic. Get as much information as you can, on a different topic. You gain a different perspectives. And, a lot of the teachers, if they read a lot of books, they're not reading the whole book that they may reference. They're just skimming through the book, basically giving you a general synopsis. So it's up to the student to get those books and sort of go deeper into the same book, and they're going to get different information out of it. You may even share information out of that book that the teacher may have been unaware of himself or herself. So never get complacent is one of the lessons and advice I can give you if you're a newbie on the path. So, learning about the ancient mythologies from ancient Egypt to ancient Native Americans, the Aztec tradition, the Olmecs, the Atlanteans, the Ethiopian empires, the Hindus Kush empires of ancient India. Just as much information on the differences at the same time, how the different cultures are similar. You know what I'm saying? So you also learn when the Christianity came on the scene, it sort of did away with these people's beliefs by force, obviously, depending on what your level of study is. So also learning that women also were in military. Like there have female armies that was fighting against Christianity from Africa to Asia to Europe to the islands. So that's a history that most may be unaware of. It's not really talked about. But there were, female warriors from the Candaces or the Kandakis from ancient Egypt to Greece, to Amenorreas, who was a fighter in ancient Egypt, to the warriors on the different islands, female armies. You know what I'm saying? Like, according to your level of study, Shaka Zulu was taught by his mom, Queen Nandi, how to fight. You know what I'm saying? So my studies, have been so deep on this path, like thousands of different books. So I can only encourage you to go as deep as you can in your level of study and never get complacent. So learn about the different mythologies and different magical systems from ancient Egypt to the Native Americans to the Celtic tradition, the Nordic tradition. One thing that was missing, and that was the rune energies. And now these runic energies, they called out for about a good year or so, and I completely ignored the runes. I'm like, what do y'all want with me? Like, I'm not interested in learning about no runes from Scandinavia or Iceland or whatever the case. So maybe a year go by, they still pecking at me. And finally, I go into this botanical store, and I see, a set of runes. So the spirit was like, boy, get those runes and start learning about the runic energies. And lo and behold, 20 years later, I'm here teaching about the runic energies. Awesome. So this is a recent image here that I recently created. Recent as yesterday, actually. You can see the Thor's hammers here. Highly protective image here for protection of Thor's eyes. So if you're new to this, the rune energies, I can only help but distress or advise you that this is like a, not really a one-stop shop, but you can do anything with these cosmic runic energies. Like the more you work with them, obviously, and gain a resonance with them, the more they're gonna awaken within your subconscious mind and permeate your aura. You know what I'm saying? So the way I work with them, the way I formulate them, I'm working directly with God Odin, the goddess Freya, and also Lord Thoth and the goddess Isis. They are like the same energies as Odin and Freya, but just different cultures. You know what I'm saying? So Freya is obviously a divine magician, goddess of love and romance, wealth and prosperity. The Sajur magic, that's her magic, female occult mysteries. This is what she whispered into the ears of Lord Odin. He learned Sajur magic from the goddess Freya. And also with the god Thoth, or Tahuti, and Set or Isis, these are the same energies as different cultures. So if you're not comfortable with working with Lord Odin and the goddess Freya, the Lord Thoth and the goddess Set, my spiritual mother, can also teach you deeper levels of working with the runes. And a lot of my inspiration comes from meditating upon these four energies or deities in particular, and they guide me towards the instruction of the runic energy. So here we have Fehu. This is actually, I also create custom rune images based on your birthday. So according to my birthday, this is a natural runic energy for me to work with here, Fehu. Fehu is connected with, the goddess Freya, goddess of love and romance, prosperity and abundance. But also be connected with the goddess Arzuli, the goddess Oshun, the goddess Heru. Any of those goddesses connected with sensuality, love, romance, prosperity, wealth. These runic energies are cosmic forces of nature. They are cosmic principles. So there is no worship here. You don't have to worship Odin or Freya, the god Thoth, or whoever. You are learning how to align with these cosmic forces and alter your reality as you see fit. Obviously, the more you work with them, the more resonance you're going to gain with these energies. So Fehu obviously is no different, bringing in more wealth, more prosperity, and you can utilize various runes to break those blockages that you may have within the subconscious mind. Like if you're born, in a poor family, or your genetic line is one that may have had to endure slavery or whatever the case, that energy dynamic is in your cells, in your DNA, in your subconscious. So you got to heal from that area of restrictiveness in terms of finances and grow your wealth body. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just learning about, we have a wealth body, so you have to strengthen your capacity to generate wealth into your sphere. Runic energy is one way to help to strengthen your wealth body. You know what I'm saying? And Fehu is an awesome energy in doing so. We have here Uros, this symbol here, if you're unfamiliar with the runic energies. This is working with Uros to strengthen my mind, strengthen my emotions. It's also a healing rune. That raw primal energy from the earth is also Uros' energy. You know what I'm saying? Like the divinations, if you do rune divinations, they're night and day between the actual magical and spiritual potential of the runic energies. Like the divination is not even the same as the actual magical manifestation. So if you're reading divinations, that ain't got nothing to do with the magical properties of the rune. It's totally two different things. So Uros is an energy that will strengthen your mind, strengthen your emotions, as well as to heal on all levels of your mind and your emotional body. Obviously, the more you work with it, the more you will gain resonance with the energy. And Uros is also an excellent energy to help you to overcome obstacles or blockages in your path. Often connected with Fehu, if you're having problems with abundance. And I'm telling you that now it's really, now more than ever, magic time. As you are full aware of, everything is going up in this country and all over the world actually. So you're gonna have to level the playing field for yourself and get on your magic, because magic is being used against you 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Like, shy away from, utilizing your magic for trifling ends. I'm not gonna get into all of that, but start to use your magic to awaken you to your highest potential and to alter your reality as you see fit. And these running energies are just a sword. You can work some serious magic with these running energies. But no, but shy away from, there's so much attacking going on right now with the magic, but you're not attacking the real enemy. Like the people that are going up on everything, the people that are poisoning your air, your food. I just read an article last week where they're making milk from maggots now. No magic seems to come for these people. Everybody's concerned about somebody say something bad on my social media post. Now it's magic time. You know what I'm saying? That's such a trifling way to utilize your magic. So everything is going up and magic is constantly being used against you by the wicked tyrants that govern us. This is an excellent way, a revolutionary way to fight back by utilizing your own magic to rise above that. You know what I'm saying? Learning how to protect yourself with higher level magic. So this is going to mean you're going to have to connect with the soul of yourself and ask, what magic do I need right now that will help me to propel me forward? Connect with the soul day and night, and you will be guided towards what magic you need. You know what I'm saying? So if this magic just so happens to be kind of on the expensive side, don't worry about that either, because if your soul guided that way, that means your soul is going to provide you a way to get it. You're a divine being, so you should see yourself as such and don't worry about what anything costs. I know your pocket and your ego may be, are you serious? I ain't got it like that, but you really do have it like that. It's a matter of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is you want, especially if it's going to be beneficial to your growth and protection, your soul, this is what your spirit team is for. Your spirit team, provided that you're actually working with them, you're actually feeding your ancestors or whatever deities in your genetic line that have come to you, provided you're doing these things, that energizes them within yourself to help propel you forward. Shy away from trying to do so much on your own. All the ancient people, the one that's built structures that are still standing thousands of years later, they connected with the gods, the goddesses, they connected with their ancestors. You know what I'm saying? So today, for some reason, we've gotten so lazy collectively. Like we don't want to put forth any effort beyond the basic, simple stuff to propel us forward, and that's not working, because your enemy is working 24/7 to further enslave you and take you off the planet before your time. You know what I'm saying? So utilizing your magic now more than ever is the best course of action. Here we have Thorasaz. Thorasaz is the runic energy of self-empowerment. It helps to free your mind of those mental blockages and mental restrictions. Excellent energy for clearing cords of all kinds, hexes, bindings. Awesome energy for clearing. I worked with this. I remember I got into like a little lull, maybe 8-9 years ago or so, and I wasn't really practicing anything. And I had this older couple that had a little magic on them, coming from two Haitians, and I got a bit nervous because I never went against one Haitian, let alone two Haitians. So I connected with my spirit team, like, do I need to help these people? And I got the okay to help them, so I gave them the different baths and the other stuff I had them do. And I remember those Haitians, OMG, they came into my dreams that same night. Now, mind you, everything was being delayed and almost blocked, because the Haitians, like, when you got some spiritual stuff on you, people know that you're helping. So everything was being delayed. So when I finally got all the stuff in, and that day I went to take the two that had the magic on them, that same night, the two Haitians, they came into my vision and they was pointing at me like, stop helping them. And I got kind of on the nervous side, 'cause, I'm not dealing with two Haitians. That's a bit much, but it was thoracized. I work with the thoracized energy for protection and all of this different stuff, and I was okay. So, thoracized, the extra energy for protection. Here we have Ansos, a rune, the shaman's rune, Odin's rune, in most books when you read. Um, a magical rune that helps to strengthen communication between your own divine self. It helps to strengthen, your incantations, your magical words of power. That is something else you put to the soul of yourself to help you to know those ancient words of power. As you know, words carry power. So fluffy English stuff that most of us are still speaking, at least learn to get those Latin words of power and get them off the inner planes to help you to alter your reality the way you see fit. Connect with the soul of yourself. Connect with your ancestors to guide you towards those ancient words of power for all sorts of healing, whatever the case may be. And so we have Rado. Rado is an energy of also communication, guiding you towards the best course of action you should take with yourself. This is the runic energy I meditated upon because I was unsure whether or not to even teach on the runes, and the Rado runic energy was very instrumental in guiding me towards, whether or not I should be teaching, by guiding me towards the show American Gods, the show I had no intentions of looking at just by the title. But yeah, lo and behold, the first minute of the introduction, it mentions Wednesday, which was another name for God Odin, and that was my confirmation. So it came by meditating on Rado. And here we have Kanaz, also a runic energy connected with the goddess Freya, representing illumination, helping you to tap into that artistic creativity, and also opening the way for female occult mysteries. So very powerful energy, especially for females. If you're a male, it also is very beneficial to illuminate that third eye to help you in your creative endeavors, and also tap into that female occult mystery, especially if you're working already with the goddess Freya, working with Kanaz, strongly connects to her energy, as well as Fehu. Here we have Gabo, a rune of partnerships across all lines, whether it's business or romantic. It helps strengthen your luck, as well as Fehu. Fehu also helps to strengthen your luck also. So Gabo deals with bringing increased prosperity and wealth into your sphere, as well as strengthening your luck. So I work with these two runes all the time with a little slideshow I created for myself. Wanjo is an excellent rune also. It helps to, when you're manifesting, you have to know what your heart's true desire is, obviously, in order for it to gain any more momentum. And Wanjo helps to harmonize your intentions. You know what I'm saying? It also can be one of prosperity, but it helps to get into harmony with your desires, harmony with the land. You know what I'm saying? So if you're having issues with being in harmony with your desires, or want to align yourself in harmony with your heart desires, meditate upon Wanjo, this particular cosmic energy, to help you to get in alignment of fulfillment of wishes. You know what I'm saying? Awesome energy here. And Hagalaz, one of my favorite runes for clearing, also is often referred to as the mother rune. Excellent for confronting issues in the subconscious mind. For people who are into what they call shadow work, this is an excellent energy. You have to clear your subconscious mind of those blockages. You have to know where they are. They can stem from either this life or in the next life, still giving you problems. So simply invoking the energy of Hagalaz for clearing up the subconscious mind also is a protection energy too. Very potent energy here. Of course, here we have Nauthiz. I talked about Nauthiz in a previous couple videos. Nauthiz is a rune of need. It also helps you to find a lover. So if you're going to work with Nauthiz to help guide you towards a lover, make sure you are very specific about what you need. Make sure you're not trifling your own self, looking for Mr. Right or Miss Right, and you're trifling. Like, that's not going to work without these. You have to generally be a good person. It's not about being perfect, because we all got issues down here. But if you're looking for somebody to manipulate and bind and control, not these is not the energy for you. This is love. You know what I'm saying? Because when you study it from the Egyptian perspective, and I have a book that I wrote called Ancient Egypt and the Runes. This Nauthi is connected with Aset and Asar. How I had that, how it's broken down from the Egyptian perspective. So this is the energy of love here. So, of course, the runes, as I mentioned in previous videos, the runes are connected with the Egyptian alphabet. So a lot of these runic energies are connected with Egyptian deities. Remember, the runes are the power behind the gods. They are cosmic principles. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind when you're working with these runic energies. They're connected with various gods from various pantheons because they're found all over the world. They go back to the Atlantean period. They can be found in Ethiopia 14,000 years ago, as well as the Celtic, the Scandinavian, the Iceland traditions, as well as South America. They even found rune inscriptions right here in America. So they're connected with a lot of powerful forces. The Orsos here is connected with the Orion constellation. These runic energies is not a joke, very powerful. So we have Issa coming up next, is runic energy here. Issa, if you're having problems centering yourself, you're needing to concentrate more, Issa is a perfect energy to help you to strengthen your concentration, help in creating that stillness within yourself. It's like a little simple straight line, but when you're chanting Issa, Issa, I have an awesome video I made using sound that will help get you in that meditative state and focus more so on the energy of Issa for that stillness, that concentration. Plus, with that stillness, you'll get a lot of answers come to you in that moment of stillness. Working with Issa. Here, Yara is another excellent energy here for bringing in abundance, prosperity, sowing those seeds, and in the right time, it will manifest. Yara can also be used to speed up time and slow down time. The more you work with it, it actually helps to speed up your manifestations. So Yara, excellent energy I used to work with often, and I create images utilizing for myself of the Yara runic energy and helping to speed up your manifestation. Excellent combination to work with Fehu, Uros, and helping to overcome obstacles. Awesome, awesome energy. Here we have Etwas. I think I talked about Etwas in the last video. Excellent energy here for, when I meditated on this runic energy here, I used to calm my spinal column with Etwas. It helps to strengthen your spinal column. It also helps to strengthen your spiritual backbone, giving you that spiritual endurance. We get on this path, and the path that we laid out for ourselves in order to grow on a soul level can be challenging. You want to give up. Etwas is that runic energy that helps to give you that endurance. Sometimes you be right there at the light before you have those tower moments that knock you back a little bit. But Etwas is an excellent energy for banishing those unwanted energies within the consciousness, within the aura, and also excellent for protection when you're going in between worlds. You can if you're going doing any type of astral traveling or whatever, you can meditate upon Etwas for that protection. And one of my favorite runic energies here to work with in discovering stuff here is Perthro. Perthro is the rune of mystery, the rune of magic, the unknowable one. But at the same time, it helps you to learn things about yourself, things about other runes, whatever it is you want to know, put it to the Perthro rune, especially before you go tonight, and see what happened and watch the magic. Here we have Elhaz, highly protective runic energy connected with the Valkyries. Meditating upon this runic energy here is part of the Helm of Ah. Meditating on this energy here helps you to strengthen your connection with your own divine self, as well as the protection of the Valkyries and other protection elements. Here we have Sarulo, that's solar energy. Sarulo is one of vitality, healing, optimal health, helping you to overcome obstacles, also banishing lower energies from the aura. Very potent energy here for all sorts of magic. Here we have Tiwaz, the rune of the spiritual warrior, awakening that courage, that warrior spirit, highly protective energy, the rune of justice. You know what I'm saying? So these runes are very, very awesome energies that you can tap into. Rakata here is an awesome healing energy for all sorts of healing, rejuvenation, detoxification, rejuvenation, regeneration. So if you have any type of pains in any area in your body, call upon the energy of Rakata and visualize that runic energy in that area and chant the name Prakata. I usually illuminate it with as a green color vibration, but you can visualize it as red. The red, they're often depicted as red in color because when Odin took a sacrifice in the center of the Milky Way, according to the mythology, he pierced his thigh with a spear and his blood bled out over the runes. So this is why you see the runes painted red. And also, if you take the runes on like a small piece of parchment paper and you dab a little bit of blood on them, you will get a very strong resonance with that rune energy. I tell you, do that and tote it with you. See what happens. Watch the magic. The next one we have Etwaz, the rune of communication. It balances the masculine and feminine energies. It helps you create your inner, align with your inner fetch. Your inner fetch is the opposite aspect of yourself. So obviously, if you're a man, it helps for you to balance the feminine principle and vice versa. That is also a problem with most males, is they're not connected with the feminine aspect of themselves. When they hear talk like that, they think it's, I don't want to tap into the woman, that makes me sort of suspect. No, it doesn't. It actually strengthens you because the feminine aspect of yourself not only balances you on a psychological, emotional, and spiritual level, it is also your intuitive, creative aspect of yourself. So if you're not connected with your feminine aspect of yourself, you're not really creating much of nothing but much talk. I'm not going to get into all that. But excellent energy here for balancing both brain hemispheres, balancing the inner masculine and inner feminine. Also going to be using love magic to help you attract a boo to yourself in conjunction with Northeast, but it works well on its own. Manaz is an excellent energy here for opening up the inner eye, the third eye, as well as increasing your intelligence, helping you to be more harmonious with humanity. As you see here, there's a double Wanjo area. You see two Wanjo, this symbol here that we just talked about a few moments ago. Manaz is an excellent energy, and just bringing that harmony on all levels of your life, strengthening your connection with your third eye. Very, very beneficial energy here to work with. Maybe do another video on Manaz. Lagaz is one of my favorite runic energies here for strengthening the intuition, as well as Manaz helps to strengthen your intuition, but not as potent as Lagaz. Lagaz is very powerful for enhancing your astral travels, prophetic dreaming, and strengthening your intuition, as I just mentioned, also giving you that foresight, also granting mastery over your emotions, connected with the water element. So I can't help but to stress, if you don't do nothing with yourself, strengthen your intuition. This is going to serve you in all areas. Like, it's so many people now on social media putting out so much information, so your intuition is going to let you know what is for you and what is against you, because people now is all into what they call clickbait. They talk about the most ratchet, the most crazy stuff to get views. I guess that's how they make the little money or whatever. So it's so much nonsense these days on social media, so you have to discern what is real and what is a bunch of nonsense, and your intuition will guide you towards that. It'll guide you towards a suitable teacher also. Like, there's a lot of people out here teaching who really haven't studied much. They are sharing a bunch of videos. I know I've been barking so much about people share other people's videos. I guess some of it is useful, but I guess the scholar in me gets agitated when I see that. But a lot of folks just sharing stuff and they don't know if it's real or not because they haven't done any research on their own, just sharing anything that sounds good to them at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So your intuition will help you to discern what's real and what's not real for you. Never mind how many people gravitate towards a thing. Because remember, not many people are doing their own thinking these days. People like following the leader. But your intuition will guide you on a different path if you only trust it and develop it more and more each day. Here we have Egwaz, the rune of fertility, the rune of manifestation, a runic energy that helps you to manifest your desires. Very powerful energy here for fertility, growth, and manifestation of your desires. Awesome to work with, in conjunction with Fehu, Uros, even Gabo can be beneficial in conjunction with Iguas, providing you know exactly what you want to create for yourself. And here, one of my favorites, we have the God's excellent energy here. It's a solar energy, or a rune of hyper consciousness, rune that helps to balance both brain hemispheres, helps in changing of consciousness. So the more you work with it, the more it helps to transform your consciousness. And I'm telling you, consciousness is linked to when you're experiencing dissatisfaction in any area of your life. It has something to do with your level of consciousness in that area, from poverty to romance to whatever, to job, to whatever. Consciousness is linked to that. You know what I'm saying? So, in transforming your consciousness, this will help you to elevate yourself beyond any area that you don't find liking to. So, awesome energy. Here, the final one, we have Odala, rune of the ancestors, the rune of property, wealth, ancestral wealth. You know what I'm saying? Very beneficial. It's something I used to do that my spirit is like, it's time to get back into doing. With the rising cost of everything, visualize Odala over your home. You know what I'm saying? Take you a few moments every day and visualize Odala at the top of your home. Odala is highly protective of property. It helps to bring more wealth into the home, into your sphere. Excellent to work with in conjunction with Fehu. But visualize Odala sitting over your home to bring in more wealth and to protect your home. The more you can see it, obviously, the more it will manifest itself into your home as an actual fact. You know what I'm saying? It's time to quit playing by these people's rules. The tyrants are not playing by nobody's rules. They ain't playing by nobody's rules but their own, and you are also a divine being. So it's time to level the playing field and really get on your magic. So I'm going to share a couple of books, that I come across on this path and dealing with the runic energies. And one of them is called The Magical Alphabets, The Secrets and Significance of Ancient Scripts, including Runes, Greek, and Ogham. I can't remember the author of that book, but The Magical Alphabets, The Secrets and Significance of Ancient Scripts, including Runes, Greeks, and Ogham. The next one is called Futhark, A Handbook of Rune Magic. That one was an excellent book that I stumbled across years ago. Also, Runic Alphabets, Magic Objects, and this book's by Bernard Mees, Runic Amulets, Magic Objects. The author of that book is Bernard Mees. Also, Taking Up the Runes by Diana L. Paxson. That was one of the best books I ever read so far on the runic energies. Taking Up the Runes by Diana Paxson. Also, Rune Magic by Nigel Pinnock is an excellent one. Northern Mysteries and Magic, Runes and Feminine Powers by Freya Aswin. Excellent book. Northern Mysteries and Magic and Runes and Feminine Powers by Freya Aswin. So these are just a few of the runic energies that books that I've come across that really helped me in my studies. Also, if you're a newbie on the path, when you're connecting with the soul of yourself, sometimes a lot of deities, depending on what you got going on with yourself, animals are going to show up. at some point. Animal totems. They usually show up when you're going through um, challenges or whatever in your life, or growth or whatever. You'll get certain animals, certain animal totems. Like I've had tigers, lions, alligators, crocodiles, snakes show up all the time. Frogs, toads, giraffe showed up not that long ago when I was working with Carmela Pardalis. I don't know if you're familiar with Carmela Pardalis, but it's a constellation that's connected with drawing wealth into your spirit, like the ancient deities or the gods put money into your celestial bank account through the use of Carmela Pardalis. So the constellation is of a giraffe. So I remember the first time I did that, a giraffe showed up, let me know, like, hey, you done made contact with Carmela Pardalis. That was very big for me, I tell you. But an excellent book here to learn more about the spirits of animals is an excellent book by Ted Andrews called Animal Speaks. And also Pathworking, a Kabbalah Guide to Empowerment and Initiation, also by that same author. And also learning to link up with your dragons. We all got dragons that walk with us. And DJ Conway has an excellent book called Dragon Magic to get you started. So excellent, excellent, excellent books here to learn about your animal totem, especially if you're on this path. You're going to get those animals to show up. So they're going to have messages for you, let you know like what's going on in the subconscious mind and what's going all around you. So definitely a time to level the playing field. And magic is being employed at you from all angles, from the stuff you look at on the news, from this election, from the vote. All of it is magic being employed against you. So you're going to have to connect with your spirit team and learning more advanced ways to protect yourself. And so what I have before you here is called a destiny profile. It's a reading that I provide, and it gets into, here's the 6 questions that comprise the destiny profile. Like, what is my nature? And asking the question, what is my nature? You're concerning yourself with the material cause of nature, what you were born with. This is like a rune draw, 6 different rune energies. Very, very beneficial reading here. The second point, while I was born. The meaning of this question is this: what is the lack or privation with which I have come into this world, whose satisfaction will empower my continual growth and keeping with the will of the divine? So you get into the why I was born. When I got the why I was born part, I was like, OMG, and I've experienced every bit of it. What is my vocation? Vocation used here does not refer to what you're doing for a living. Joining a room for vocation will tell you how you are called to go through this life and what principles you must embody in your passage. And you can also, I can also pull the same room for each of these points. What is my destiny? Destiny, as used here, means your ideal passage through this life, your ideal possibilities. There are no such thing as a bad destiny. For your destiny is divine desire for your highest good. What is my cross? The cross stands for the condition that lasts a lifetime. It is your ordeal from birth to death. The answer to this question reveals the pattern of adversity you must undergo in order to increase in self-awareness and self-rule. Awesome, awesome, awesome. What is my unified self? And seeking it, the image of your unified self, ask for the qualities that will emerge in your life when your intellect will begin to work in harmony with your physical being and feelings. So this is the Destiny Profile reading. I typed this up for you. It's only $40 right now, so jump on it while it's at that price. Very beneficial, especially here the why you was born part. OMG, but you know, when you pull something that's not to your liking, well, it's not can't be to your liking because you're actually going through it. These other runic energies here help to balance out that energy. Like it gives you the blueprint to what you need to do to overcome the why I was born part. If it's you know you don't have a rough start, you know what I'm saying. It gives you the what you need to do to overcome that. And this here is another Thoracize energy here for awesome protection and clearing. If you're interested in this image here, you give me a holla and I will send it to you. Very, very awesome energy for protection. And just on a one note before I end this video, you know, I learned a couple days ago that, you know, if somebody tells you that filters on your phone is going to protect you from a spiritual attack, this is utter nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody in your spirit team, I don't even know your spirit team, nobody in your spirit team is going to advise you to put filters on your phone or over your image to protect you from a magical attack. Even your ancestors that were going through fighting for their lives during the Christian crusades, that were being enslaved, no matter what it was being enslaved at. Even the crew from just 200 years ago, 150, they're not going to advise you to put up a filter to protect you from a whole magical attack. So whatever entity or whatever spirit is telling you that a filter is going to protect you from a spiritual attack, it's time for a cleansing and a clearing. There's no ancestor of yours, I don't even know your people, they're not going to tell you that a filter is going to stop a whole magical attack. If a teacher, whoever this if a teacher is telling you that a filter is going to protect you from a magical attack, it's time to get a refund. It is time to find a new teacher. Even the ones that were going through what they went through a couple hundred years ago in various cultures with the Christian Crusade, they were on the magic. Now they was boxing up against time cycles. If you're not familiar with time cycles, when it's time for a culture to take a slide, it don't matter who you are, no matter how high that culture may have been, when those stars align for you to take a slide, that's what it is. You're about to go down. Like, you're not gonna box against those stars. And now they've set against the current tyrants that are doing everything that they can to stay in power, but they're boxing against those same energies. Those stars have aligned, their time is up, but as they have written, they're going to take out as many people as they can. Your job is to protect yourself by any means necessary, learning how to connect yourself with higher energies, awaken to your highest potential, and move accordingly to your own spirit team, your own soul. You know what I'm saying? But no ancestor, especially no deity, is going to tell you that a filter is going to protect you from anything. It's going to take magic to protect you. Now, if you don't know what that magic is, connect with the soul of yourself. Thoracize is also an excellent energy that helps protect yourself from any type of negativity. The more you work with it, providing you work with it every day, the more it's going to fortify your aura, obviously. It's very potent energy here. These spears, as I mentioned in the previous videos, are emanations I've received from the sun when I'm meditating on the sun, do a lot of solar work. So if you're interested in this image, give me a holla. Hope you enjoyed the video. If so, hit that like button, share this information. Until next time, peace.